So we'll be doing a practice this afternoon to help release the residue of stress or tension and to return to seeing ourselves more clearly. So let me ask you to have 2 blocks, 2 blankets, and then this is my foam roller, which you could use a bolster or another rolled blanket if you prefer that. So when you first lie down, these 2 blankets are folded lengthwise and relatively narrow. So when you first lie back, I want you to really check that you've got your shoulder blades on the 2 blankets. And then the 2 blocks are both on the flat setting right now. So your head is higher than your heart at the moment. And if it's comfortable, the arms can go out to the side so that your shoulders are kind of cascading down towards the floor. They won't reach the floor from here because the blankets are too high. So we do have the head higher than the heart. That means that your gaze is going to be more inward and downward. And we also have the heart higher than the floating ribs and higher than the lower abdomen. So there is a downward moving energy to come from the activities of the mind down into the resources in the body. So you're welcome to close your eyes. We're going to do a simple practice using the arms to increase flexibility for the upper back, neck, and shoulders, but also to help tone down the nervous system from anybody who came in with a more fight, flight, or sympathetic activation, how to come back down into your ventral vagal nervous system. So please float the arms out to the side, a couple inches up from the floor. Spread your fingers wide. With your next inhale, begin to raise your arms with the eyes closed. Raise your arms towards the ceiling until the 2 palms meet. And then make 2 fists and start to pull the hands apart like you're pulling apart 2 magnets, very strong magnets. And as you're pulling open, go back down just to about shoulder height from the floor. And then exhale, relax both arms completely down. So again, inhale, raise your arms, spread your fingers, just go wide. Exhale, floating the arms out to the side here in this kind of hover position. Then inhale with the eyes closed, raise your arms up slowly, aiming for the hands to meet. Now make 2 fists and begin to pull the hands apart with an inhale. Open wide from your chest and your heart. Squeeze your arm muscles, squeeze the fists, come down to about shoulder height from the floor. Breathe in. And then exhale and release the arms heavily down towards the ground. Now we're going to take 1 block away, put the other block on the medium setting. And for anybody for whom that's too low for your head, of course you can keep using 2 blocks. Lift the arms a couple inches from the floor, spread your fingers wide. Inhale, raise your arms up with the eyes closed. So you're sensing your hands meeting without seeing it. Make 2 fists. Pull the hands apart. Slowly, slowly. The arms should get heavier as you get closer to the floor. Hover at shoulder height. With your exhale, drop the arms down. Let them get heavy and relaxed from your shoulders to your upper arms, to your elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers, and thumbs. One more time, same thing. Go at your own pace. And try to see yourself as actively reducing the residue in the body and inviting yourself to come back down out of the windy nature of the mind into the resources of your body's intelligence. Now, keeping this posture for the next while, and have you roll the shoulders towards the floor so the shoulders can be gently active. And then with that support and gentle activity, straighten your right leg, pull the toes of your right foot back towards your head and squeeze all the right leg muscles. Even squeeze the right butt muscles. Breathe in. And then exhale, relax your right leg down. Let it go completely. Reach out through your left heel, pull the toes back towards your head, squeeze the left leg muscles, squeeze the left butt. And breathing in. And exhale, release that one. Right leg again, please. Reach out through your heel, pull the toes back, squeeze the muscles of your right leg and your right butt. And then exhale, let it go. Left side, reach out through the heel, pull the toes back towards your head. Squeeze the left leg muscles. And then with an exhale, drop it down. Now take the block and make it one layer more flat. So for some of you, that's going to be the block is on the flat setting. If that's too far back for others, then of course you don't need to do it. And for everyone, both arms up to the ceiling and both arms overhead. As you reach the arms overhead, lift your heels and reach them both out. Spread the fingers in the reach of the body. And inhale, let the whole body breathe in. And then exhale, drop the heels down, lower your arms down, back to the T shape. And then please gently roll yourself up to sit for just a moment. And lie back down. Take one of these long fold blankets and place it over the center line of the body so you feel grounded. Go from the heart down towards the knees and take the other lengthwise folded blanket and go for, this is called Pratyahara. So go for the Pratyahara position, which means you cover the eyes and you snuggle the ears. You don't cover the nose. Tuck the shoulder blades gently under without forcing them. And then either palms can go out to the side, palms face up, or you could put the hands on the lower belly, or something else of your own choice. So I'd like you to imagine yourself now as a sponge, and you just got little squeezes, soaking and squeezing, soaking and squeezing. So the sponge was being rinsed. And so let's imagine the residue that gets squeezed out. Your lymph system now knows what to do for the cleansing. And I'd like you to imagine that with that release, not only are you releasing physical tension, but you could imagine releasing the patterns of the mind, or releasing some of the density of the patterns of the mind. Now, as you imagine releasing and actually having the sponge do the releasing for you, continue visualizing that the residue resolves itself now. And with that residue, the density of thought is also fading. Let's imagine this as the whole body, as if it were a large sponge, and that the color of the sponge is actually going from its imaginary color, whatever you have that as, becoming ever lighter. So you could visualize your physical body, if it were a large color, that the color is lightening and lightening, becoming more translucent. And really specifically, as you watch the color fade, as your body resolves the residue, imagine this happening along the muscles of your face, including your cheek muscles, and where your cheek muscles meet the hinge of your jaw and the sides of your ears. So moment to moment and bit by bit, stay present. Just watching your body get heavier with relaxation, especially the muscles of your cheeks and where they go to the hinge of your jaw. Now allow your body to get a little heavier yet again. The cheek muscles even more profoundly relaxed. The density of thought more and more translucent. Invite your mind to stay present, gently present. The body getting heavier. The density of the mind more and more translucent. Deeply relax your cheek muscles over to the hinge of your jaw, the sides of your ears. Witness the process without manipulating it or wanting it to be different. Now, as you continue to rest, keep your mind very spacious, and you can ask the question, well, who would I be without this thought? Who would I be without this thought? Who would I be without that thought? Who would I be without that thought? Now welcome the question again, noticing the continued heaviness of the body. Who would you be without this thought or that thought? Allow the question to be open-ended. It doesn't need a specific answer. In fact, no answer at all is probably ideal. No answer with linguistics or language is needed. As you continue letting the body be heavy and the mind less and less dense, let's take notice of the felt sense of the breath in your body now. So we know that the body is breathing itself. This breath is coming and going. We know we are prone to the residue accumulating. We have a susceptibility for dense thinking. Yoga is asking us to reduce that density. You can reach up and gently remove the blanket over the eyes, like push it backwards, keeping the eyes closed. And just sense the return of the light to your eyelids. Notice the feeling tone of your body, and when you're ready to, take the center line blanket and rest that aside. And then lightly wiggle your toes, your fingers, and please transition to one side on your way back up to sitting. Take an upright seat. And when you rise up to sit, you can ask again, who would I be without this thought or that thought? Who would you be? The question does not need an intellectual answer. And please bring your hands together at your heart. Thank you very much for being here. Namaste. I will come up more closely to see you. I thought I had a visitor. I mean, a kitten visitor, but I think she's gone. And so how is this feeling? I know you can't see me yet. How is that feeling?